Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Little Life and another edition of Tool Time Tuesday. This is the second one I'm uploading for this week. First one was about PPE. Watch that one. That's the most important thing you can think about when you're looking into getting into knife making, when you're making knives. Protect yourself with protective equipment. Check that video out. I'll put a link to it up here. Last week's Tool Time Tuesday on the forum was a big ticket item, quite pricey, and something that a lot of people are not necessarily going to go out and buy. So this week I want to make sure I keep it low budget. You don't need a lot of money to make knives, and you shouldn't ever let the lack of a huge amount of funds stop you. And use what you have. Be creative, you know. So what I want to show you this week is 2 deburring tools that I use, really save a lot of time and really allow you to keep a nice, consistent, precise product throughout all the different processes of making a knife. Deburring tools. When you're drilling the holes, say in your handle, any type of hole in a knife, very often you'll leave little burrs. You want to deal with those burrs as quick as possible, and some people will just chuck up a larger size drill bit and just touch the hole. That takes quite a bit of time. One tool that I found just super fast is one of these. This is a handheld countersink tool. And this one is made by General. Very inexpensive tool. It's pretty much just a countersink bit that's been mounted and glued into a handle. This is super handy because this is one tool that I always leave out. It's on my pegboard. I've got instant access to it whenever I'm working. You're drilling all the holes in the handle of your knife for your pins and to lighten up the handle. You drill one side, you know, sometimes you even drill one hole and it leaves a burr. You just sit there and hit it with this really quickly. You're good to go on to the next hole. Also, when you're working with kydex, when you're drilling your holes for your rivets and stuff, this works super fast for that. And like I say, you're not grabbing a power tool. It's small, it's light, boom, boom, boom. Good to go. A few things you need to keep in mind when you're using this. This, like all other cutting tools, whether it be a file, a hacksaw, drill bits, countersinks, they cut in one direction only. So to get the best life out of the tool, you're going to want to cut in the direction of the teeth. It's not hard to figure out which way it cuts, and lightly lift up and bring it back. So when I'm doing it, I'll typically just go like this. You don't want to be putting a lot of pressure going backwards. All that's going to do is dull your teeth, and it's going to shorten the tool life up quite a bit. Very expensive tool. I think I paid $8 for this one. And again, something that I use all the time. Every knife I make, I use this thing through almost every step. And the other deburring tool I get asked about a lot was this one. And this one is made by Vargas, and I think they were the original designer of this tool. Give you a close-up of it. It's really just a handle with a little blade on it, a hooked shaped blade, and it's sharpened. These are, I don't know if they're carbide or what, but they swivel in the handle, and all you do is when you have a hole you need to ream, you just stick it in there and run it around, and this does a really great job of cutting off burrs and smoothing out the hole. You can also use these on straight edges, although sometimes they do leave a little bit of a choppy finish. So a lot of times a file is just better just to knock off the edge on a straight piece. Depends on the material. Sometimes you can get a really nice finish when you just drag it along. This actually works really good as well for kydex. If you have a little bit of burrs, you just want to smooth the edges of kydex, I'll just grab this and run it right along the kydex, and it works really well. These blades are replaceable. You can just pop them out like that, pop the new ones in. Also, companies like General, same company that makes this one, they're starting to make things like this too, and I believe even Home Depot, a lot of the big box stores are starting to carry this. Super handy tool. I believe these are about 20 bucks, and they do make different blades for like aluminum, stainless, mild steel. I only use the standard blade. I don't even know what it is, probably something for mild steel. I find it works really good for everything that I need to do. I use this exclusively before I bought this one. This is a fairly recent purchase to me. I've had this for about a month. But even in your kydex, you got your holes, you just very quickly, you want to keep a nice even pressure because it is a cutting tool. You are cutting the material, and when you're deburring holes in steel, just give it in there and give a good hard, and it does a great job of taking those burrs off. I used to use these extensively when I was making rollers for airport baggage conveyors, and I use these for hours in a day. And what I actually did at that time was I wrapped a big heavy piece of rubber around here and duct taped it so I had a much bigger handle. That might be something to make it more comfortable for you. For me, I like this to be able to hang neatly on my pegboard, and I don't use it all that much. It's just a quick grab, boom, 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 boom. So I haven't done that yet, but some people find these are a little tiny to hold on to. It's a little thicker than maybe a Sharpie, but a really handy little tool. So if you don't have any tools that you're using specifically for taking care of burrs in your knife making processes, in your kydex, maybe take a look at these. Super cheap, a little bit more expensive, but still not that much. For 30 bucks, you have both of these, and they will really help things out. They'll really speed up your process and make life a lot easier for you. Thanks for watching Tool Time Tuesday, guys. I appreciate it. If you have any questions about other tools, specifics about different tools, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Y'all have a great day. Cheers.